Hello students, welcome back to my lecture on light reflection and refraction. This is my 8th lecture. In this lecture, I am going to cover only one topic, that is refraction by spherical lenses. The image formation by spherical lenses is your next topic. That will be too big to fit in this lecture. So I thought I would do a separate session for that. Okay, in this lecture I am going to cover only one topic, that is refraction by spherical lenses. Let us know the definition of lens. A transparent material bound by two surfaces of which both surfaces are spherical forms a lens. Okay. It is not mandatory that we should have both our spherical lenses. So this means that lens is bound by at least one spherical surface. Even if there is one spherical surface and the other side is plane also, we can call it as lens. But that will come under different category. So that is plano-convex or plano-concave, like that. Okay. So in such lenses, other surface would be plane. So if other surface is plane and one surface is spherical, then we'll call it as plano convex or plano concave, depending on the nature. Okay. A lens may have two spherical surfaces bulging outward. Such lens is called double convex lens or simply convex lens. So if we say simply convex lens, you have to understand that that is actually refers to a double convex lens. Double convex means both the sides it should have spherical surface. It is thicker at the middle as compared to the edges. I will show you the diagram, then you will understand it. Okay, convex lens converge light rays as shown in figure. Hence, convex lenses are called converging lenses. So you can observe in the figure. So here, this is the so if you see the point O, if you see the point O, there it is bulged outward when compared to point M and N. So M and N are the edges and O is the middle midpoint. So it is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges. So this type of mirror lenses, we'll call it as convex lens. Convex lens. Okay. To understand this converging lens, let us do an activity. Okay, I think you have done this in your childhood. I don't know how many of you have done, but of course you will really enjoy if you do this now. Okay, take a convex lens, hold a paper below that and expose to sun and adjust the lens and paper such that you get a bright spot on the paper. So if you take a convex lens and you hold it in front of a paper, you get an image of sun on the paper actually. So that image of the sun should be proper. So it should not be blur. You make such an arrangement that the proper image is fall on the paper. So if you make like that, a bright spot is formed on the paper. It just looks like a sun only. Okay. So wait for some time. The paper starts burning. So depending on the sunlight, suppose if you are doing it in the morning time, it may take more time. If you do it in the afternoon, the sun is hot, very hot, so it may take less time to burn the paper. So paper starts burning. Okay, and or it may catch fire also. Okay, if you keep holding it for a long time. Okay, this is because the ray traveling parallel to the principal axis will pass through lens and converge at a point called focus. So all of them will converge. So what is meant by converge? All the rays are coming and meeting. That converging means it is meeting. So that point is called as focus. Okay. Due to the combined effect of all these rays, the heat increases and paper starts burning. So here you have to observe that all the rays are coming and meeting at same point, and you have adjusted the paper such that it is at that point. So all the rays are coming and meeting at one point means obviously the amount of heat will increase, yes or no, so that paper can catch fire or it will start burning. So that is the significance here of the convex lens. Okay. Similarly, double concave lens is bound by two spherical surfaces curved inward. So I'll show you a diagram, then you'll understand. So it is thicker at the edges than at the middle. So if you observe the image, you will understand. See here, you can observe the image here. So if you see O is a point here, it is a middle of the lens. So there it is thinner when compared to edges. Okay, when compared to edges, it is thinner at the middle. So this type of lens we'll call it as double cave lens or simply concave lens. Okay, such lenses diverge light as shown in figure. So whatever light rays comes here, it is diverging and going away. Okay, it is not meeting at one point, it is just going away. And any ray, if it pass through the O, it will go just straight line. That I will tell you later. Such lenses are called diverging lenses. So this will diverge the light. Okay, it will diverge the light. So this is also called as diverging lens. And double concave lens are simply called as concave lens. So simply if we say concave lens, it refers to double concave lens. Okay, you have to remember this. Simply if we say concave lens means it is double concave lens only. Simply if we say convex lens, it is double convex lens only. Okay, every time we need not mention that that is double concave, double convex and all. So we just have to remember, that's all. Okay, a lens either convex or a concave lens has two spherical surfaces, each are part of the each are part of the sphere. The center of these spheres are called center of curvature of the lens. So I think when I told you about mirrors, that time also I mentioned about spheres. Okay, it is a part of the sphere. Here also same thing. So it is bounded by two surfaces, but so there we had only one center, one focus, but here we'll have two centers and two focus, because there is a we have two spheres. Okay, two part of the spheres, two spherical surfaces. Okay, center of curvature is usually denoted by letter C. You can observe here C1 and C2, it is mentioned in the diagram. C1 and C2 are 2F1, 2F2. Okay, since there are two centers, we name it as C1 and C2. Okay, if we had only one, we would have named it as simply C. As we have two centers of curvature, we have named it as C1 and C2. The imaginary line passing through these two centers is known as principal axis. I think you already have an idea of what is principal axis. In case of a mirror, a line passing through the pole, focus and center of curvature, we call it as principal axis. There is a midline which is passing. Here it is passing through two centers. So here we have two centers on both the sides of the lenses. So the line passing through these two centers is known as principal axis. The center of the lens is called optical center and it is denoted by letter O. Okay. A ray of light through the optical center of the lens passes without suffering any deviation. So if you observe here in the diagram, the line which is passing along the principal axis only. Okay, that is passing through 2F1, F1, O, F2 and 2F2. That is a straight line. It is not suffering any deviation. So when compared to all other four lines, this line has not suffered any deviation. So that is one thing. So any light ray which passes through the optical center will not have any deviation. It will just go as straight line. This point you remember. So this will be helpful when we are drawing ray diagrams for image formation. Okay. The effective diameter of the spherical lens is called as aperture. So the distance between M and N is actually called as effective diameter here. You can observe in the diagram the distance M to N, that is a straight line distance, not the curved distance. The straight line distance, that is called diameter, is actually called as aperture. Even in case of mirror, we studied what is aperture, right? That is the effective diameter of the spherical lens. Okay, if rays pass parallel to the principal axis, then it refracts and passes through the focus on the other side of lens at F2. So you can observe here in this image, all the light rays which are passing parallel, which are passing parallel to the principal axis will meet at a point called focus, that is F2 on the other side. So we are sending the lights from left side and it are meeting at a point focus on the right side of the lens. Okay, focus is a point where all the refracted rays meet. So I already told you what is focus. Where all the light rays will meet, that point we will call it as focus. If rays are passed from the right side, then all the rays meet at a focus on the left side, that is at F1. So if I pass a light ray from this side, from the right side, we observe in the diagram, I have passed rays in left side to right side. Now if I pass the light from right side to left side, then the rays will meet at a point called 2F1 here, F1 here, F1. Okay, they will meet at a point called f1, that is focus. So if we pass light from left side, it will meet at a point, focus on the other side. We will pass light from the right side, it will meet on the other side, that is f1. Okay, always it meets at a point that is the opposite side. Okay, whichever side you are passing the light, it is just refracting and going to other side. It is not like mirror. Okay, in mirror you may get the reflected rays will meet at the same side, yes or no, but here it is not like that, it will meet in the other side. Okay, that you keep in mind. In case of a concave lens, the rays refract in such a way that if we extend it back, they will meet at a point called focus on the same side from which the parallel rays are passed. So if you observe in the diagram, we are passing the light from the left side and the rays are refracting after passing through the lens. You observe it is refracting and going away. Okay, it is diverging actually. Okay, if we extend them back, so you can observe in the diagram the dotted lines. The dotted lines are we have extended that, they are not actually meeting, we have extended that. Okay, and if we extend it back, they will meet at a point called focus, that is f1. Okay, letter F is usually used to denote the principal focus, but lens has two focuses, so point named as f1 and f2. So here in this diagram only f1 is shown, but in case of in the previous diagram I have shown you f1, f2, c1, c2. Okay, a 2f1 or 2f2, all that you can just go back and observe the diagram and you can check. Okay, so the distance between optical center and the principal focus is called as focal length and it is denoted by letter small f. So distance here you can observe the distance between O and f1, here it is called as focal length. Okay, the same thing we have even studied in mirrors also, I think you can recall that. So in mirrors also the distance between pole and the focus is actually called as focal length. Here the distance between O and optical center and f1 is known as focal length. Understood? And it is denoted by letter f, small f. Okay, focal length is denoted by letter small f, but focus is denoted by letter capital F. So that is the difference you have to remember here. Focal length is small f, focus point is capital F. Understood? I think you understood all the concepts today about refraction by spherical lenses. In my next lecture, I am going to cover image formation by spherical lenses. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time.